It's not working how we recorded it.
It is, we're recording on Zoom, it's just not live.
Oh, it is.
Through which camera? Okay. Oh, there you go.
It's recording there.
Perfect. We'll post it later.
Great, yeah.
That's fine.
Did that do it?
No. Okay, well, I'm gonna wait and go ahead and silence your phone.
He did.
Okay.
Okay. I sent the same message to you. Good.
Oh, testing. 1, 2.
Okay, that's all. That's recording.
Okay.
Oh, my.
All right, sorry about the delay, but welcome to tonight's town council meeting for the town of Sheridan. If everyone could please stand and join us in the pledge of allegiance. And after we're done, please continue to stand if you wish. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And tonight, Pastor Kate Wilson will be leading invocation from Bible Church. Thank you, Pastor Wilson.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together. We ask that you be with us, that your peace flood upon us. Let your will be done in us and bless this town. Be with us tonight, Lord. We thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Maybe seated. Call the meeting to order. Liz, can you do roll call?
Miles Bailey,
Here.
David Kincaid,
Here.
Daniel Bragg, Eric Gifford,
Here.
Levi Rock,
Here.
Wallen Stone.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Again, apologize for the technical difficulties. We are recording and the meeting will be posted at a later time as soon as we figure this
We're
out.
live now on you.
Oh, we are live?
Now we're live.
Okay. So thanks to Eric and Jennifer and Michelle for getting that up and running. Everybody have a chance to look at the minutes for the July 1st meeting, and if so, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, accept the minutes from the July 1st meeting.
Second.
Have a motion and second as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes. Are there any special presentations that I'm not aware of? We'll move on to the consent agenda, the June 2025 allowance docket. Any questions, corrections? Oh, there's more of them. Where are we getting the echo from? Okay. There's more than one. I just didn't scroll the next pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 items on the consent agenda. If there's no questions or corrections, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and second as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Consent agenda passes. Move on to old business reorganization update. We'll go to this table.
Councilors, you have in your inbox asked Banning Engineering to provide an update of their road inventory efforts. I won't go through them line by line, but they are there for your reading. As you can tell, summary of findings from culvert analysis, 37 are rated at 4, 28 unfair, and 251 are rated good. So we'll continue to work with Banning to unpack this, then prioritize and address the needs based upon their findings. So I just wanted this to be in your and in public record. Make sure that the clerk has this as part of the minutes, but this is where we are in our status for the asset of roads. I'll try to field any questions with Mr. Kirby and I, if you have any, but what you have in print from Banning is.
They've done a lot of work and a lot of
Yeah.
going around.
They have, and it gives us a road, no pun intended, a roadmap of funding of what we want to address.
Absolutely.
Critical need.
Mhm.
Also gives a nice picture of what the county left us to. They left some things in good shape and some things in bad shape, so.
We'll use it to our advantage. Sure.
Any more discussion on the road inventory? Move on to the next resolution 2025-14.
Very nicely, or we can help one another. This is the final product of the interlocal agreement between this council and the Hamilton County Board of Commissioners. I understand today or yesterday that he approved this instrument. It is now on its way to the county council. Mr. Bosma, who, as you know, is not here tonight, I think gave a very comprehensive email summary of this. You're in a protected position from certain things occurring. I think Councilor Schrock pointed some things out that the county can just pull the plug for any reason whatsoever, a lack of funding or what have you. But you have the final product in front of you for your consideration.
Is it advised to take action tonight on this?
It is.
Okay.
This is going to the county council for the next meeting, so, sooner we get this signed by you all.
So we never did actually, I mean, we've got the nuts and bolts on what we can do and can't do, but we don't have any information on actual road structure, trails, anything other than please redo this road like you were going to do to begin with and stay out of our way.
Right.
That. And I believe the county is estimating, is this go all the way to 38 or stop at 216? It's 238.
38, in one of the 1, 2, 3, 4th whereas provision, page 1.
Yep. No, I see it
Section
now.
Dunbar from 38 to 226. And then that's page 1, page 2, 226 to 236.
And they're estimating a cost of 21 million.
What represent?
That's unbelievable.
Well, we've been discussing this for quite some time. Is there any further discussion? We've had this in our inbox for a while. Darn camera, don't forget.
Zach, I just want to be sure I read this and understood this correctly, that if they could tear the road out and then just to say, have a nice day, we don't have the funding to do that.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I believe Brian, as you know, explained the, kind of the ramification to SB1.
Yeah. And I thought I understood that. I just wanted to. put
That probably would have been in it regardless.
It may have.
Yeah,
Right.
you're honest, you're right.
And hopefully they wouldn't do that. Surely they would find a way that we do live in the
I
county.
would
and-
like to.
Yes,
Oh, next up.
I really don't see that happening.
I don't either. I just wanted to be sure. That's how I understood it.
Accurate.
I didn't see, and maybe I missed it, I was on vacation, so, are there projected dates for like phase 1 kickoff? Are we way too early?
think it may be too early to.
I didn't see it
Yeah,
either.
I don't think. I'll say, I heard them 4 years.
4 years. So I know they're gonna reconstruct it to 12-foot lanes and a 3-foot wide paved shoulder along the roadway. And it says with a paved multi-use path. I know, that's what it says in here, though. We have asked them multiple times. I would say that may still be able to do away with that with enough of the residents discussing with them, but 21 million. 21 million, that road needs it. Any further discussion?
Probably to point out a little bit more on that point. And the point of the contract is you're entering into an agreement with each other to cooperatively do the work. Never seen an exclusion that said one party can just leave with no negative consequences. So this is a big bill that the county's bidding, and it's a lot of trust that Sherry's putting in. Hopefully this will go through well, and we can trust that they'll hold up their end, and we'll do our best on our end too.
I'm happy that they're coming to the table
Yes.
to work with us on this. There's no further discussion, I'll entertain a motion. I see you raising your hand, but it's not a public hearing, so we're not gonna take comments. We've talked about this for weeks,
I know, but I.
and we're not taking
Watching the
comments.
meeting yesterday, so I just wanted.
So if there's a motion,
I'll make a motion, we approve the interlocal resolution number 2025
it doesn't pass.
Second.
So before we take a vote, any further discussion? We'll do a roll call vote. There's a motion and a second as presented. Please do a roll call vote. Liz?
If
Ida Vicky,
Yes.
Kincaid,
no,
Eric Gifford,
Yes.
Levi Shaw,
Yes.
Ron Stone,
no,
Passes. Next item up on old business, Sheridan Public Library General Obligation Bond Issue. Do we have anyone from the library? Yes. We're having a public hearing today, aren't we? So, yes, come on up and come to the lectern, and if there's anything you'd like to discuss. I know that we'll probably have Mr. Higgins come up and do some discussion as well. If you don't have anything to say, it's fine. This is your opportunity.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. I can just review our project if you would like. Baker Tilly is here to answer any financing questions that you might have, but we have been working 3 years on this. We started out with wanting to add community rooms. After the reorganization, we did cut that out because it would raise the taxes way too much. What we're looking at is adding on a small addition for storage so that we can open up rooms in our building to use for meeting rooms for the public, along with repairs on a 20-year-old building, your HVAC, your roof, stuff like that. This would raise the taxes by 2 cents, taking us back to 2022 rates. And I'll entertain any questions or Jason Tanzel from Baker and Tilly can.
Okay, so a storage area,
Mhm.
how big is that?
20 by 30?
Okay. And then what else? A roof?
Roof, replace the HVAC that we've been Band-Aiding along
Okay.
lately.
And
We will also do carpeting and painting and bathroom remodels. Yes.
And handicap accessibility for the doors.
Mhm. And additional security cameras and outdoor lighting to make the lot safer.
Okay.
We've also talked about going ahead and moving drainage over into the lot to the west of us that we just purchased to be ready for any future expansions 10, 20 years down the road to the north of us.
Okay. Any questions for Kim right now? I don't think so.
Okay.
So, Mr. You were good to have a seat, and we'll see if Mr. Higgins, do you have anything you want to add to this?
No, sir.
No, sir? So it would raise taxes how much? Or you'll have, we'll call on you.
So it's been reported that it would raise taxes 2 cents
Mhm.
Per hundred. The impact to the town and to the school, which was the bigger concern, because post reorg and during reorg, we all talked about being in the same pool together. So what the town does impacts the library and the school. What the school does impacts the town and the library. And what the town, so we all play off of each other, especially with Senate Bill 1. We were more concerned about the impact to the school. And I think Dr. Mundy said, based on their analysis of Senate Bill 1 in 2026, the impact to the school is about $20,000.
That'd be kind of over time. The impact over the next, first of all, to technically considering estimates, and that you're right, we're all gonna be in the same boat here. Here. The impact to the school, actually, to give it, that's a ballpark range. That's kind of a max range over the next 5 to 6 years, depending on how the next 27, 28 start.
Right. So the impact to the town would be slightly less than that because our taxing district is slightly smaller than the schools because they reach into Marion Township. So it's a minimal impact.
Okay.
But then other questions, because Baker Tilly would be more familiar with the library's finances and those pieces, but that's the overall concern that was there at the beginning, so.
Thank you very much. We don't do this that often. So should I open the hearing and let the library come back up? Or is the hearing just for public questions? Because I want to get Baker Tilly up here, but should I open the public hearing before that or?
So just to refresh everybody's memory, the council's already had the required public hearing back several months ago. The opportunity, again, because of all this, was we wanted to give once we had better information, give the public an additional opportunity to come before you, the council, to express their concerns. And then there will be another formal public hearing after your action tonight at the library level. But we
Sure.
just thought one more opportunity, because again, we spoke during the reorg about tax rates.
Correct.
And you're the body that's going to approve this 2 cent increase for the library because they're a non-elected board. So that's why it's before you today. That's the opportunity. So while you may want to take public comment, it's not technically a public hearing. You've already held that. So this is just one more opportunity for the public to give their opinion on this proposed financing and tax increase.
Okay. Thank you. If you'd like to come up, Mr. Baker Tilly, I don't remember your name, so sorry.
I appreciate it. My name is Jason Tansel with Baker
Sorry
Tilly.
about that.
And this has been summarized very well. I just did want to reiterate that the maximum borrowing amount is $2,700,000. And so it is this borrowing amount that the library is looking to issue for some of these improvements. And we are anticipating that 2 cent tax rate increase. So thank you.
So I have questions for you.
Of course.
So you are confident in the library's finances?
Yes.
Yes. So a roof and not the structure, that's capital investment. But are we talking furniture and stuff as well? That, in my opinion, falls under operating expenses. Is the library not able to fund their own projects with tax dollars for a roof? And I would hate to go out and get a loan. It's kind of like getting a loan for paper plates. And then you're paying on it for 30 years and you threw it in the trash. So that's just my take on it. Please explain to me how they are not being able to finance a new roof through their normal day-to-day activities.
So as a financial advisor, I cannot speak to the architect's information on the roofing or the HVAC or the furniture and equipment, but the library ended 2024 with approximately $300,000 in their general fund and approximately $325,000 in their rainy day funds. And so when we think about the magnitude of this project being over $2 million, that is part of the reason as to why the library does not have that amount of cash on hand.
Okay. So originally, when this was brought to our attention, it was because a bond was maturing, which they capture tax dollars. If they don't renew that bond, those tax dollars don't go back to our residents, they just go somewhere else in the county or state. So that you want to renew that bond to keep the tax money here, but are we keeping that money here, or is this something totally separate of a different type of bond that doesn't recapture those tax dollars?
The library does have one bond that is outstanding today. It's a Series 2006 bond. It is coming to maturity January of 2027. And so the library is looking to replace that bond issuance.
But that's not with what we're talking about today.
This bond would replace the 2006 bond, yes, beginning in 2026 next year.
Okay. You had something? Oh. So am I asking the right question? Because I'm not trying to dig to find something here. I'm just wanting to make sure. We'd spent 18 months saying no tax raises. And it's very difficult for me to yes vote this because it goes against what I spent 40 hours a week on for the last 18 months. And it's not that I'm anti-library. I love the library, but we campaigned for 18 months and reorg wouldn't affect taxes. And now we're here being asked to gavel taxes, and I'm not comfortable with this. And I really would appreciate if other council members would speak up because I don't want to be the only one talking here. But if anybody has any questions for this gentleman, please ask. If not, we'll open up a public hearing.
So there's a bond getting paid off, is that right?
That is correct.
Well, how much is that bond on the tax rate?
Today, that bond is about 3.5 cents.
So that 3.5 cents comes off,
Correct.
but only 2 goes back on. Is that?
The library, so currently the annual payment of that 2006 bond is approximately $150,000. And this new $2.7 million bond, if approved, we are estimating those payments would increase from $150,000 to $230,000 approximately. And that
So the
difference.
actual total cost of that is 3.5 plus the 2?
Correct. So the library's debt tax rate would be approximately 5.5 cents.
5, okay. 5.5. On the tax rate.
On the, yeah, correct.
I don't have a problem with it, just from a reorg standpoint. I think this would be coming up regardless of whether reorg happens or not, the library bond is coming due. So I would be hopeful that we could split that apart, but completely understanding president. People who don't like tax increases will look for any way to tie this to most negative aspects they can find. So that's why I'm interested in a public hearing to see just how many people are against this. I'm interested in that part next.
And I have some reservations, especially after the recent Senate bills that have come out of what we may have to do. And this is not stating that this will happen. I'm just stating that in a couple of years, we may be having to impose a tax of our own just to function and survive. So Again, I'm not anti-library. They do great things. It's a great facility. But unfortunately, this timing is terrible. 6 months post reorg, when we went 18 months of, we're not gonna raise your taxes. And here we are, 6 months, 7 months in. And I understand it's not those folks that are, we have to approve that, it's gonna be our fault.
I agree with everything everybody said. I mean, I think it's poor timing, but
The library is a wonderful asset to the community. And the people who run it do a fantastic job. There's no question about that. No question. It's just the tax issue and, you know, I mean, when you talk to community and when you talk to people in the community, that's one of the first things they ask about. I even had a real estate agent call me saying that some of the realtors around Carmel were saying you need to avoid purchasing a home in Sheridan because of what the tax rate's going to do. That's what's being passed around down there, Bill. Anyway.
Let's open a public hearing. You can, well, I'm sure you'll be back.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. It is 6:33 PM. Public hearing for the library bond is now open. If you would like to come up, please raise your hand. Easy, Porterfield. Raise your hand. We'll give you 3 minutes. We'll let you go first.
Oh.
Hi, Candy Gansel. I have taught summer classes at the library this summer. I use the library all the time. I have taught photography classes there. And like you said, it's one of the most wonderful resources we have for kids in this community. My property tax bill was almost $6,000 this last year, but I have no problem at all paying that extra money to my library. I will give them whatever they need within reason. Within reason. I'm not paying your whole bill.
He will personally give you.
Yeah. You see, Norm's not here
No
to
problem.
object. Anyway, I have no problem ever raising taxes or paying more taxes for the library or the schools ever. I never have and I never will because they need the money. And I think if we want our library to function and function in a good in the good of our community, we need to say, not just say verbally, we support them. We need to back that and give them the money to do what they need to do. I mean, they need a new roof. I understand that. They need more storage. That library is crowded. I, for one, would say, yes, we need to, I know you guys are reserved, but I think that you've told the community, we're reserved about this. It's just 2 cents. I'll pay it. I mean, I have no problem with that because it's so important to the kids. We're talking about the youth of our community that spend all their time there. So they need that extra. So.
Thank you. Mr. Porterfield.
Andy Porterfield. So as an Adams Township library, would we not have been seeing this tax increase regardless of reorganization passing or not to all residents of Adams Township?
Well, it would be in front of us. It doesn't necessarily mean it would pass, but it would be in front of us.
So I'll echo her comments that the school, the library, the police department, firefighters are all integral parts of our community. They all provide a service. We all respect that service. We all need that service. Just because they're not running down the street with sirens on, I don't see any reason to not allow them to continue to do the great job that they're doing. I'd like to see the library utilized more. I think that it's an underutilized resource in this community. It's a wonderful place. And I will also support a tax increase to support the library just as I would the schools. So.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Please step up.
Hi, Sherry Lancer. I'm probably going to be the only one that stands up and says something. I want you all to remember who pays the majority of the taxes. and that's your farmers. So there's, with the reorg and everything going on, let's remember that. Everybody thinks that farmers are rich if they own land. They're not necessarily rich. They do pay a lot of taxes. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
What else? I'm looking at you. I want to hear your opinion on this. But whether or not, we do a lot of joking, Vance, but I do listen to, you've been around enough to know.
I understand her. I understand the farm vote. But I got one question. You brought this question up and I've been sitting here thinking about it. And I'm thinking about Dr. Monday. I don't think the town or the school or me as a homeowner has ever set aside money for roof repair. It just comes due. We borrow money to get it. I've seen the school borrow money to get a roof. I spent 16 years up there. And I've been over all them roofs. Old ones, new ones, except the new grade school. But what would the cost be if a roof gives out and we have to replace a lot of books, carpet, or stuff like that? And then one other question. What would happen if Mother Nature took the roof off? How would we finance it?
Well, that's what
Thank
you have
you.
insurance for, man.
Insurance, that's right. But none of us put aside money to replace a roof on this building or on your house. And I'm facing this right now. Or the school. Is there a fund, Dr. Monday, is there a fund to replace the roof set aside every year? Does the town set aside money every year to replace this roof? Yeah, I know the answer, just no. Thank you.
You want, Dr. Money, do you have anything to say on behalf of the school? You're impacted by this.
One, I started to say, I appreciate the fact that everybody even took us into consideration, and I know that's, it's a rock and a hard space. I mean, I get the situation. I know what you guys need, and I know that I was with you on most of that. You spent 18 months telling no tax increases, no anything else. It's the timing factor when it comes to that. The unknown too is, and Mr. Higgins mentioned it, we're all getting ready to look at a new system that we're all just now understanding that's coming up down the road that's going to change our whole world on how we do taxes and how we look at levies and everything else. I think the only fair way for me to answer that, sir, is to say, technically, it has little impact on us right now. I think that any other part, as we all work together, it's hard for me to say one way or another what's right, wrong, or indifferent, because I see the rock and the hard space on both sides, to be fair, sir. So that's kind of where we stand, if that helps.
It does not.
I just gonna say it really doesn't,
It does not.
but I mean, I just gotta be fair on that part too. And I know, I think the unknown too, that the whole world in there, our worlds are changing, you know, over the next couple of years. And 20 years of doing central office work, the way I've done things, I've had to totally relearn the last 2-3 months. So it's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of nervousness for a lot of us too, sir. So.
Mr. Higgins, do you have any? I'm sorry, go ahead. Please come up.
This is the first time I've been to a meeting. I just wanted to see what it was like. But as far as raising taxes.
Please state your name.
Oh, Nancy Day. As far as raising taxes, I guess I was pessimistic and thinking, I don't believe you're never going to raise taxes. I mean, you say and you try, but at some point it's going to happen. So I guess if this is what it needs to be, then that's what it needs to be.
Is there anyone else that would like to come up? I'm sure Baker Tilly would like to come back. Do you have anything you want to add to this, or? If you're good, defense rests. Mr. Higgins, do you have any input on the burden to the ag community on this?
Jason, you got to ask what that 2 cents means, right? To be anchored on the papers.
We do have a calculation of what 2 cents would mean on 100 acres of agricultural land. In Senate Bill 1, agricultural land, the base rate is now $2,120. And that is a reduction of what the base rate was in pay 24. The base rate in pay 24 was over 2,200. On 100 acres, so we hope this is to be used as a multiplier. The total annual impact post Senate Bill 1 is approximately $40 on 100 acres.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Anyone else like to speak in the public hearing? Mr. Harbaugh, you're a farmer in the community. I'd love to hear your opinion on this.
I've been involved in farming for 30 years.
Well, you've been coming to meetings. Would you like to come up and I'd like to hear your opinion on this?
Well, I've already stated that I've had a lot of grandkids that's participated a lot in that library and I'm thankful for it. I also have a lot of grandkids that probably never seen it. So in the area, but as far as for the ag community, every penny counts. That's the biggest thing I can say is they run on tight margins. A lot of times their margins are only covered by government funds. If it wasn't for that, a lot of these farmers would be bankrupt. So they run on tight margins. So every $40 can make or break a family farm operation. I will add in the corporate farms are a whole different target.
So you support the tax increase for the library?
I said once before that I did support the tax increase, that I thought the libraries is a good thing. And like I said, I've had 3 grandkids that live here in town that have spent hours and hours and hours there. It's been a blessing to them. Yes.
I appreciate your candor. That being said, I will close the public hearing at 6:45. Any further discussion?
Maybe just for since we're recording this, the library's got several phases, a lot they want to do. And they've intentionally cut a ton of that back for this first phase. Be careful for this money, to make it affordable in that sense, from what it had been to what it is now. So there'll be bigger conversations years from now. That's when big dollars are being asked for. No.
Thank you.
Si, while you're talking about money, there's been talk of that the town's gonna be pretty well required to have a wheel tax. Is anything coming of that? Or Todd, do you know on a wheel tax, what's coming of that?
Counselor, I'll defer to Mr. Higgins just real briefly. He's more studied on the Senate law now. Senate Rule Act.
So the wheel tax is actually part of the House Enrolled Act 1461. There was a provision that said in order to participate in community crossings going forward, that all local units of government, 5,000 or higher, which Sheridan is now post reorg or will be next year, when the population is certified, would have to adopt a wheel tax in order to be eligible. That was taken out of the bill. So there will be community crossings funding available the next budget cycle for Sheridan.
Without a wheel tax?
Without a wheel tax. However, there are other funds that are being made available through community crossings. Part of the pod was segregated and said for those communities that have a wheel tax, you're eligible for this pot of money too, or also. So there's a smaller pot that's available for us. The good news in 1461 is it changed the 75-25 to an 80-20, so our match is lowered, but the pot will be smaller, so it will be more competitive. If the town decided to adopt its own wheel tax and the county decided to adopt a wheel tax, then a resident in Sheridan would pay 2 wheel taxes. They're not in lieu of, they stack on top of each other. And that was also part of the discussion in the legislation. They said Hamilton County adopts a tax, Sheridan adopts a tax. The Sheridan resident pays the Sheridan, not the county. That changed at the end to say, oh no, they stack.
So if Hamilton County adopted a tax,
You
we
would still-
wouldn't get any benefit from it.
You would, because it would still be distributed to you. So a lot of communities are adopting their own to get access to that other pile of money, but they're going to get 2 sources of funding, the wheel tax that they adopt and a portion of the underlying or overlapping county piece as well. So I don't think there's a rush for us to consider a wheel tax until we see exactly what community crossings looks like. But again, you've got to think through that whole thing because of a wheel tax by the town. If the county adopts one as well, you're gonna have people paying, instead of a $40 tax, they're gonna be paying 80. Because you'll be paying
So
a
the
fee to
proposal
the,
was the wheel tax would be $40.
yes.
Thanks.
Mr. Higgins, while you're in the microphone, could you just maybe update the council on the local income tax discussion in these bills that have passed through?
So I'll talk in terms of today, July 15th, 2025, because things will be different come next January when the legislature goes back into session. As it stands right now, local income taxes as they exist, which is a local income tax that you have for certified shares, that's part of your property taxes, and local income tax for public safety, and an economic development income tax, which I don't believe the county has. All local income taxes will cease to exist in 2020, at the end of 2027. They all go away, and they can be reenacted, not at the county council tax board level like there is now, where each community has a vote. It would be decided by the county council, except for cities and towns of population of more than 3,500. So you can move to adopt a local income tax in 2027 to replace revenue that you're going to lose from the property tax relief. That was the give and the take. Local communities said, we're going to lose too much money from the property tax relief that you're granting. So we'll give you an opportunity to raise an income tax. They still delivered property tax relief, but here's this income tax piece. So we'll have some control over our destiny. The county will have some control over its destiny. And there's an opportunity to petition the county to adopt a fire and EMS rate to replace the public safety rate. The problem is they didn't include police in that. So I think there are some legislative changes that we're going to see there. But right now, all local income taxes as they currently exist go away at the end of 2027. You'll have an opportunity in 2027 going into the 2028 budget to adopt a new income tax or new income taxes if you wish. And then that vote will take place every year as part of your normal budget. Because it won't be like, oh, we pass a public safety tax and it's there till we take it away. You have to vote every year to continue that tax as part of the process.
Mr. Higgins, as we sit here today at the current income tax distribution, the county and the board with shares, Sheridan received a portion of that revenue back. So once 2027 comes in, existing income tax structure is abolished. The
We lose
county
that.
council reestablishes, are the local units, cities and towns then receiving a share of that if renewed tax?
There would be an opportunity, but I think based on your community, I think you can adopt your rate to replace part of that on top of. So it's still a nuance. Jason knows this because we've been through it 100 times and we're still like finding little pieces. But there will be opportunities, but the county council will have that decision on how much of an increase they have and then what
How
that
much it should be.
generates.
So for a city or town to have greater predictability, would be wise to
Consider adopting their own.
consider adopting an income tax where they
Right.
set the rate and then all of those money would come back to them.
Right.
So what would a rate look like?
I couldn't tell you. The maximum rates that could be set are 1.2%. Right, 1.2% for the county, 1.2% for a city and town, 0.4% for the fire and EMS. So you'd be looking at roughly at 2.8, but I think the max is 2.7. So not everybody will get everything that they want. But you could have a rate, an income tax rate of 2.7%.
So there's a potential condition where taxpayers would be taxed 4 times. 2 as a wheel tax and 2 as an income taxpayer. County, local, county, local. That's a question I've stated.
Yes.
So double taxation twice.
Multiple taxation rather than double. Here's what I will tell you. The General Assembly delivered on a promise, and as did the governor, to bring you property tax relief. And your property taxes will go down. Assessed values will drop, tax rates will go up. This is why Dr. Mundy and I we're stressed about for years, we've preached rate. Now we're going to have to talk levy. So assessed values are going to come down, property tax rates are going to go up. Overall property tax bills will be lower. You'll pay a higher rate on a less assessed value. However, your income taxes will go up. And 40 years of experience, am willing to say that the majority of Hoosier taxpayers from one end of the state to the other will wind up saving money in property tax and paying more in income and wheel tax. And your net bill at the end of the day will be higher.
And Mr. Higgins, for those that aren't involved in municipal finance, would you just put in a layman's terms what levy means to you?
Levy is the amount of money that you as a community, library, school corporation, town, are eligible to raise in taxes. That's what controls your revenue stream from property taxes. That levy has been deeply controlled over the last 15 years through the constitutional caps, right? Through rate control, through levy control, and now through Senate Enrolled Act 1. So that's the amount of money that you're allowed to raise. We can't determine what our budget is and go out and raise it. We're told by the state, this is how much money you're eligible to raise. Then based on the assessed value of our community, that determines what the underlying rate is. The higher the assessed value, the lower the tax rate. So when people say that in Carmel, say, well, you don't want to go to Sheridan because their tax rate's so high. It's the highest tax rate in the county because you have the smallest assessed value. It's all math, right? I mean, so relative to the services that are provided, your tax rate's higher because you don't have the base that Carmel share today. You don't have the base that Carmel, Westfield, Noblesville, Fishers has. And that's just the math of it. But it is, as Dr. Mundy said, a game changer. I've been doing this for 40 years, usually with predictability. I can't tell you what's going to happen next year, let alone 2 years from now, relative to the way that things are going to work, other than it's going to be different. And we're going to have to find ways, as the governor said, to do more with less. This is a benefit of being close to retirement because I can speak my mind without much fear of what people are going to do to me. So you don't have to love me for what I say, but it's based pretty much on the experience that I've got. And so that's where it's at. It's just, that's just the way it is. I wish I had a better answer for you, Ron, but.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion that we approve the Sheridan Public Library obligation bond issuance.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. That was rough. So we have a motion and a second as presented, and I'll do a roll call vote. And Liz, when you get a second, please do the roll call vote.
Ida Beatty,
Yes.
David Kincaid,
No.
Eric Gifford,
Yes.
Eli Strauss,
Yes.
Ron Stone,
Yes.
motion carried.
Again, this is nothing against the library, just this is a, but since Mr. Harbaugh supports it, I know we will not get blasted on social media in 60 minutes from now.
Well, the thing too, when you talk about reorganization, really, since the library covered the township, the town anyway, the reorganization really didn't affect that organization, the library. So anyway. But, you know, it's the bottom line, I agree.
All right, moving on. Old business, was something tabled last meeting? Does that need to be on old business? Is there
Window coverings.
window treatments and coverings?
That what you, that.
No, I think Liz said the window coverings treatments.
Okay, okay, I'm with you now.
So do we want to bring that back up? I wasn't here when it was tabled, so I don't know why it was tabled or run with it, Eric. Let's fill me in on what's going on.
Well, so Liz had talked to Chief Nielsen. This is, correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, this is a covering that goes on the windows that is not bulletproof, but slows it down, correct, ballistic. So I think there was a little bit maybe of, yeah.
I don't know, I had a question about the drapes. Sounded like we were putting drapes on every window and door and you could just completely shut people off. And
This is the drapery, this isn't the.
Right. My question is more about the police film, more about making sure we didn't have zero visual in offices.
It's on the exterior windows. None of the offices have any doors. Only door with bathroom and first room.
The way that it read, I wasn't quite sure. We're missing a lot of people.
Lines can go up or go down. They can be shut all the way or open all the way. There's and what they're called, with like the open in the middle. They help with the energy efficient.
So I would assume, unless there is a reason for you to shut them, they'll be open. I mean, that's my assumption. I don't like sitting in the dark, but. I don't.
One desk,
Don't have to.
there's no be facing the window.
I don't have to like that.
Window, we watch what you're doing on the computer.
Stand
Look at glare from the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this is strictly window treatments. This is not the film.
One is window treatments and one is for. Because of the drapery is the treatment and the solar concepts.
Well,
I think that was the thing. It was.
That's
film
solar
drapes
concepts.
and that's the yes, ballistic film. Okay.
That's not that right now. Yeah. My opinion is we spent $20,000 more on the furniture, 3 bids. I've never seen us gavel down the highest bid on anything before, and I wasn't here, I would have spoke up. I don't agree with that, so we've spent 20,000 more than we probably could have. That's okay, that everyone made a decision, that's just my 2 cents, I wasn't here. So my recommendation is we continue the table of the solar concepts, and let's take a vote on the drapery, the window treatments. I'd like to look into the film more. I don't know if it's really worth the 4,200, because we've already spent 20,000 more than was intended. There's got to be a little give and take here. That's just my 2 cents. But I think they need blinds because glare
The
and
glare,
everything
it
else.
says, I agree with that.
This is the 4,300.
43, 38, 84.
I make a motion that we approve estimate, payment for estimate 06252025 43, 38 and 84 cents.
Second.
I have a motion and a second as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Window treatment passes. Solar concepts is still tabled. Is that good with everybody? So do a little more investigating and get back to that. Any other old business? Do want to give a kind of a update. Floyd Barker has resigned from the town council. I know that we did roll call and he was always missing. His wife was ill. She did pass. Thoughts and prayers are going out to the Barker family. This is just something at this point in time that he doesn't want to continue with, and that's his right, and wish him the best. So there will be a caucus for his open seat through the Republican Party. Floyd had a discussion with me in January with his home situation, that this could happen. So I reached out to see if anyone was interested, and anyone can put their name in the hat if they're interested for this. You have to be a Republican. There's a process. It's online. You can find it. I went through about 4 or 5 people, and the one that stood out to me, and the one that I would like to back would be Heidi Keenholz. Heidi Keenholz. She's part of the Main Street group. She is on the Parks Board. She was a pivotal role in everything we've done in the last 2 years. Very professional, and hopefully this entire board would back her in this position. I think she would be a wonderful asset. It's not our call, it's the Republican caucus, but wanted to throw that out there that she is willing to put her name in. And I personally would love to have her up here at the table with us. I think it's a huge asset, especially for what she's done. So it's my 2 cents. If anyone has a comment about Heidi, make it now. And
I've worked with Heidi. She's a wonderful lady, does a great job. She's very precise in what she does, and she gets the job done.
Other than that, if there's no further old business, let's move on to new business. And it's a consideration and approval of 236th Street corridor study by CMT Engineering.
Councilors, in your folder is a scope and fee estimate from CMT. If you recall, you retained them as your engineering record for federal funded projects. So this is the focus of 236th Street. I think Mr. Kirby's been reasonably successful with harvesting certain documents from Hamilton County Highway. This corridor study will then set the stage for the application. You'll note on the screen, their scope and fee is be approximately $20,000 for all the services listed there under. And this is the first, I'm sorry, first critical step in our application, which we believe we could be ready, or the CMT does, be prepared to apply for federal funding at the call of projects in November of 2025. You'll note in the general description, the original submission was a let's call it $20 million project. They're going to rescope this and bring it more an appropriate road. It'll certainly be a wider road, but not the walk paths and the right of way that I believe Hamilton County is going to try to acquire from, again, from Bridge 201 all the way into, or as we know it, the point. This is more than likely going to be a phased project, but they'll study the entire range from 201 to the point and then segment it up based on our funding and available funds in the federal bucket.
Discussion? So what do we get for that 20,000?
Well, you get paper,
Mhm.
you get a study. And yes, it's expensive paper. But what's listed there are the deliverables, so you can then apply.
Does this put us in position like we did with the Monon Trail? We're ahead of the game
Very
for the
similar,
grant.
very similar process.
So if there's grant money available, it puts us closer to the top of the list.
You have to deliver to the feds in this case,
A plan.
act documents and say, you gotta be, you have to have something more than say, yeah, we need to improve this road.
Can we use the same documents we provided to the county when they got approved?
Well, we have, when I say we, I'm pointing to my colleague, Mr. Kirby. Again, he was able to harvest, they've been very collaborative in the documents they have. I think it's the environmental, is that correct? And I don't know what other documents they've provided.
The overall plan, the environmental study, the cost breakdowns, just about everything they had done up to that point.
Okay.
So did those documents reduce the cost of this study?
Yeah, so they won't be
Duplicated?
just duplicated, not duplicated, though. CMT will use to the extent they can, those,
So this could have cost a lot more.
that's a fair statement.
Okay,
We're not starting from scratch.
sure. Well, something has to be done. So with
Yeah.
236, whether we do it now or we don't do it now, I'm sure someone has talked to Mr. Higgins about.
I kick this over to his inbox, which is our routine, perhaps every other day.
So we're good there?
Yes,
Okay, let's
shaking his head in the affirmative.
entertain a motion then. We don't need to talk about this anymore. 236 is terrible.
I'll make a motion, we accept the study of scope fees, from CMT Engineers and Consultants.
I have a motion and a second as presented. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? I think 236, it passes. I think 236 is gonna get worse once the county gets the bridge open on the other side of 31. Is there anything that we can?
Also note that, access at 226th Street and 216 has been limited. So, thankfully from 201 to the freeway, it's improved, but,
Is there anything we can do in the meantime at Wait Elevator on 6 Points Road to direct them to go State Road 38 instead of 236? They're coming to the point.
I don't know why they want.
I don't know
do that
why
with
they go
semi.
down 236, but
you'd like it, so my words, not yours. You want to discourage heavy truck traffic going north on 6 Point to 236. Is that
it's
correct?
mainly going west from, it's east and west on 236, but they're leaving.
To go south on,
I don't know where they're going, but they pass my house like a wagon train. And they're going west on 236 and it's semi after semi after semi. And if they're going to the point, why aren't they taking State Road 38, which is built to handle that?
well, without any research, I will answer your question in this manner. Our friends in Carmel limit heavy truck traffic on Keystone Parkway.
You have the ability to pass the ordinance restricting.
Can we start working on an ordinance for that?
Yeah.
I mean, at least if it knocked down 50% of the traffic, that may save that road a little longer. But it's just too narrow.
They're dangerous at one route.
Yeah. Nothing. Well, that was easy. Maybe.
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 creating the ordinance, but then enforcing it.
Well, no, I think Mr. Nielsen's group can enforce that, no problem.
There's question.
On new business, or we want to talk about the
Patrick,
Patrick?
we can, it's under good of the order, but we can talk about that.
Oh, is it? I haven't
Yeah.
gone down there.
Yeah, it's down there.
Well, new business, I want to move the,
I can move it up there.
Yeah, let's
I
move it
just
up there.
moved it
Mr. Kirby, you want to come up? We're going to talk about your pothole patching machine. We've had it for how long now?
30 days. Today's the last day of the rental. So
How many road miles do you think you did?
we've did all the 236, finally got it completed this week all the way out to 6 Points Road, both directions. 6 points from 236 to 266. West Road from 47 to 226. We finished up 226 today from West Road to Mule Barn. We also did some potholes here and there. Then we also did tinker the three little streets up there. So I don't know, I don't have a number for you, but those are the roads that we hit as hard as we could to get them done. I'm sorry, we also did White Avenue from 47 to Second Street. So we did all that in 30 days. Had some weather issues, so we didn't use it every day, but every day we weren't mowing or it wasn't pouring down rain, we were patching them. So talked to Mr. Gifford, I've talked to Mr. Kincaid, had them go out and look at these spots to see what they thought of the product. I think we're all pretty impressed at this point.
Great.
So what I have here is from the Total Patcher Company. It is a refurbished machine. They had brand new, they run about 100,000, give or take. This is a refurbished machine, which we're already into for 4,800 for the rental. So they're going to take that $4,800 off the rental, however you want to, one pocket out of the other. But for $34,500, we can buy that machine. I mean, we've had no problems with it. We've been running it for 30 days. It's not broke down. So it's operating well for the last 30 days. They're offering a 12-month limited warranty for it. The folks that we've been dealing with have been nothing but great. The new trucks, we had to take it down to their shop. They fabbed the back of it to handle this, didn't charge us a dime to do that fabrication. They've called me no less than has to be 6 or 8 times to ask about training, how things are going. Do we need to come up here? They've been up here twice. So I've got nothing but good to say about the people that are back in the machine. So anyway, after talking to Mr. Gifford, we thought we would see if the council liked the product enough to purchase this refurbished machine.
Any discussion? Entertain a motion?
So I met today with Scott, just for public, our dump trucks are holding roughly 15 ton of stone. That's about $250. 150 gallons of the emulsion, about $500. So you're looking between trailer and truckload, about $800 worth of product. 2 loads of stone per 150 gallons of emulsion. They can work for almost 2 full days, roughly, after we talk.
Depends on how much how big the pothole is.
Absolutely, but in good measure, two full days on a truckload of stone. Or 2 loads of stone per 150 gallons of emulsion. So we went back, I wanted to just do some cost analysis. So we were about $85 a ton roughly for hot patch. Once they get back to town, that lasts them about half of a day. That's about 2.5 to 3 tons. So I think we're getting more bang for our buck with this machine. White Avenue is in terrible condition as it is, has held up very well. I feel like if you don't lose your teeth driving down there. So with that said, we've talked to Mr. Higgins. We have funding for this. So I will make a motion to accept the quote for $29,700, which is minus the rental fee that is already there to purchase this normally $100,000 machine.
We have not paid the $4,800 yet, so I don't know.
Yes, absolutely. That has
That-
not been paid. They're going, but they're
So
going.
34.5 would what we would need to come up with. We can take 4,800 from our rentals. I don't know how Mr. Higgins wants to do the math, but the total price would be 34.5.
Sure.
I second it.
We need to amend the motion for the dollar amount.
Just for clarity's sake, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. I will amend my motion, changing the dollar amount from 29,700 to 34,500.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Question that I've not asked. What I've learned is this apparatus also usable in cold weather conditions?
Yes, we will keep this plugged in. So when the asphalt company shut down and you can't get hot patch, my understanding is this machine will still operate. So if we get a pothole in January, we don't have to go temporarily fill it with cold patch and have it just get ripped out. We can take this machine out into the cold weather. It also has other applications. It has a compressor on it, so we can actually get a pile driver to hook on posts with it. And also has some limited capabilities of doing crack sealing along with it. So
You're gonna get year-round usage with this.
we have every intentions on even using it year round.
Cold weather.
The ease of use
conditions
is much,
Oh, and then it's
much better.
the crew comfort is totally different. So any other questions?
Are you gonna talk on the CCMG update on Fanning Street?
I can.
Let's go. You're up there, so.
Sure. So Pete with Banning got a hold of me today. There's a potential cost overrun of about just short of 17,000 for Fanning and Bailey, I think it was. So I think they talked to Mr. Kincaid. There's some soft spots. They recommend we undercut them. Pete told me today that there is some money that is unallocated in the budget, depending on what other issues they may run into. So this may cost us zero, or it may cost us a maximum of 16.7 or 16, something like that. So I just want to bring it to the council's attention that they're going to have to do some extra work on theirs to solidify that base. So it just doesn't fall apart in a year or two. It should be no more than 17,000.
Street.
Bailey and
Bailey and Fanning.
Fanning.
Yeah.
It's down in the
Yeah, right down the,
south here,
I don't remember what 100 block. I don't know if they mentioned it, but
ninth.
is it 9?
I just wanted to catch you while you're up there.
No, that's no problem at all. So it could cost us zero, could cost us 16.7 or
We'll
whatever.
probably know the next meeting.
As soon as they get the next pay cycle through with Howard, he said he would have a better idea where they stand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That road, when it was built, there's not much space under it. So they came through and took a bunch out, put in stone, then they did a geogrid and put more stone on it. Well, when they got the proof roll, it was still too soft. So now there's, I think, 3 sections that have to,
And that's,
that need to be.
that's Ivan's.
Email said.
Is that Ivan's?
Now, part of, there's some on his street.
Yeah, Ivan. I talked to Ivan the other day. He said he'd lived at that spot for 60 years and that road had never been touched. So he's pretty happy.
Any other new business? You good on that?
I got a couple.
Go right ahead.
Todd, do we have any kind of a record on how much we need to recoup on White Avenue? I mean, we're gonna be going to mediation here. Do we have any idea what kind of money we're looking for?
Yeah, so when you go to mediation, you have a particular number. So we've come to a number based on what Banning has provided an engineer's estimate, what it would cost to rebuild that road to the spec in today's dollars.
Right.
And that's where the disagreement is going to come from because of the time that has lapsed. I don't know that number off the top of my head. Yeah, and that's why I don't know it off the top of my head, because we're not gonna negotiate it ourselves. But all the parties go in with a particular number in mind, and that's the job of the mediator is to at least get it.
Yeah. I've been in a mediation before. I I was looking for a base number of, I mean, how much did it cost us back when it was done the first time?
We'll probably have a quick meeting before we go into that to get
I
those
would hope
numbers.
so.
And Brian's partners, Zach's partners will have that number. They have the network product in hand and help guide.
Who
that
will be
discussion.
joining us in that?
I believe it's Mel Hamer and possibly Greg Flores of our firm.
Okay.
So
You're not gonna be there?
will not be there.
All right. What else?
That's it. That's all.
Okay. Any other new business? Anything for finance budget update? Attorney reports?
Just something to put on your old radar. I know I met with President Todd and with about the town's franchise fee. We'll be looking to change that in the coming weeks. The town council meeting, currently that fee is 3%. That's charged to cable companies to operate within the town. The maximum allowable under state statute is 5%. So we're changing that to 5%. And then a bill from this most recent legislative session will reset that to 4% in 2026. So as long as we get 5% in before the end of the year, it'll automatically make it 4%. It's a crazy number.
Yes, Matt.
Sure. So,
Okay. Is there any public comment, non-agenda items? Go right ahead, sir. Come on up to the podium. State your name for the camera.
Jason Harbaugh. I have a question. When all this reorg stuff started up, they said that we would be under this board 1 year and then we would seat a half of a duly elected 7-member board, and then the next year we'd seat the next half. But I've looked, and so I assumed that meant we would have an election in the fall for the first half. But I've looked and I haven't seen anything scheduled for elections for.
Well, that's 50% correct.
Okay.
It wasn't the first year though.
Okay.
It was 27, 28.
The next municipal.
Based
the next
upon the
meeting.
election cycle,
I see.
which is
Yeah.
next year.
Okay. So that was kind of,
Mhm.
in my estimation, misrepresented, but
We
or
never said-
misunderstood on my part. Let's put it that way.
It's spelled out in the plan. It's still available online. So
Yeah.
it's in print. So.
Okay.
Yeah. But no,
Thank
we have
you.
we have to follow the municipal cycle for elections.
Thank you.
Yep. Good question. Yes, ma'am.
Candy Gansel. First, I wanted to say that I think the events committee did an amazing job with the 4th of July. I think that was like one of the best. So we were at the park and it was just packed. Second thing I have a question is, they decided to, without us knowing, to close Dunbar Road today. Nobody knew. People were coming to our house. It's closed. I mean, you can't get past 236 in Dunbar. And I just want to know whose responsibility is it to notify the residents on that road that the road's closed? Just wondering, because when it was closed one other time, we were at least notified. That's just a question. I don't even know who's closing it. No
Me
clue.
either.
Do you know who closed it?
That is being closed by Reynolds, and that is part of the Hamilton County.
Okay, so should the county have notified us?
They sent me an encroachment permit, so I certainly will take certain
Okay,
responsibility.
okay.
for that.
And then as far as Dunbar Road, I have a question that came up at the Hamilton County Commissioners. And I'm just going to read what they wrote and ask if you understand it. Because I don't know if you know this, but the Hamilton County has decided to let whatever the lake name is out by my house. What's it
Sky Lake?
called? Yes. Take charge of the road. Did you know that?
Well, read what you,
Okay, the Hamilton County Commission, okay, so it happened at the last meeting. It talks about Dunbar Road from 38 to 226 was announced in 223. But the work is not anticipated till 2027. The Hamilton County Commissioners and the Hamilton County Council discussed the road during a joint work session June 9th, and I can't find it online anywhere. Although Dunbar Road is a priority for the county development of the Hamilton County Regional Utilities District, it was not included with the initial funding. According to the county, Monarch Ventures LLC proposed assuming responsibility for acquiring the right-of-way, paying for the construction, choosing a contractor, and hiring a firm for inspection. The county
I'm
would,
gonna pause you right there.
okay,
Where are you reading this from?
It's from the minute, the current, from minutes from the current.
So that's the paper, correct?
Uh-huh,
So the paper has that wrong.
okay,
Skylake is doing the utilities, not the road.
okay,
So that's the typo. It should have stated utilities, not road.
okay, that was my question. That's because I tried to call to find out and nobody seemed to know what it was. So it's the utilities, because the utility, and if anybody lives on Dunbar Road, they ought to know, because they have started doing stuff in our yards, and I've asked them to leave our yard, because Dunbar Road residents own to the, is one of the odd places in the county that we own to the middle of the road. There's no right of way and there's no easement or anything. And so Dunbar Road residents need to know that. My other concern is I was told by Steve Dillinger that there would be no walking path on Dunbar Road. In a text from him, said no walking path, Candy. It's going to be moved to the other side of 31. And we talked about this last time and you said it wasn't in the agreement, and now it shows up in the agreement. Anybody know why?
I was never told no path, so I would save that text message
Oh, I have it.
and ask him.
And
I didn't say it wasn't in the agreement. I was told that it was moving to the other side of town.
well, let me just tell you that Mr. Dillinger said that it was 30, the other side of 31. And I said, thank you for helping. Gave me a thumbs up. And I said, I was just listening to the Sheridan Town Council. Why does the interlocal still have the walking path? I said, isn't it removed? I said, you assured me it was being moved to the other side of 31. He just answered me a few minutes ago. To my knowledge, it is on the other side of 31. If there's something different, I am unaware of this. I will make calls to reinsure that I'm telling you right, but I know I'm right. I will text you back soon so I can confirm. So that's a concern, because you guys realize if that walking path goes on my side of the road, I can spit on people when they walk by. I mean, it's from here to you. That's how it tears every tree out I own. So that's a big concern for the residents, not only me, but all my neighbors too. I mean, it takes up all of our properties. So that's just something I need you guys to be aware of, that we need to keep fighting to get rid of it, because nobody's going to use it.
You want to know what he says?
I will. I'll let you, I'll send you the copy of the text. And I emailed Mr. The guy that, what's his name? Mark Hildebrandt, after Dillinger texted me last time, and I said, hey, I'm just trying to be nice until this get passed. The walking paths moved. Mr. Dillinger says to the other side of 31, thank you very much. Dunbar Road appreciates it very much. And I knew if he was wrong, he would text me right away. He didn't text me. He's not said one word. So that's just my 2 cents.
Thank you. Yeah, keep us informed on that. Yes, ma'am.
Again, I'm still Nancy Day. I have two questions. One is, and you probably discussed this, and since I haven't been here, I don't know. So on 236, where they're working on the bridge on the other side, is that ever going to get done?
Well, I need a little more information than 236.
Where it's, where you have the roundabout?
31.
Yeah, I'm not a good east-west person.
Other side of 31.
Yeah.
We have
that's-
no information on that. That is a county project.
Okay, I didn't know whose project it was. My second thing is, and I don't know who, I live on Hamilton Boone. They were working on the culverts, whatever. As of Memorial Day, whoever was working on that, doing lines or doing whatever they were doing, they cut my telephone line. So I called AT&T. Apparently, I thought you were always supposed to call before you dig. Apparently, they didn't think anybody was on that line. And so they didn't, this is what I understand. I'm not sure. They did not call. Long story short, it was cut. They came out and kind of repaired it. From then until last week, it's been off and on. They would work, but they haven't been working on it lately. So I don't know.
Unfortunately, that was a Boone County project.
I didn't know, I
Right.
didn't know who, because I didn't talk to them. So I didn't know whose project it was. So now I know. That's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Just call the phone company. They'll have to fix it.
Well, AT&T is fixing it, but it's,
Muddy.
I don't even want to go into the whole story, but now that I know who it is, now
Yeah.
I know. So thank you.
Any other public comment? Last call. All right, we're. Okay. Statement by the council president. You already went up there once. I wasn't here for the 4th of July festivities, so my reports that I was getting that the events committee did really well. Want to thank our departments, fire department, street department, police department for all their efforts to make it a good and safe 4th of July. I did watch the Hamilton County Commissioners meeting on YouTube last night. And I'm a little upset that the attorney for the county doesn't know what the name of this community is. I want that on record. We are Sheridan, just like Cicero. But twice that gentleman referred to us as Sheridan or whatever they call themselves. And I find that insulting. And for someone that represents the county that our community is in on a live stream video that can be watched over and over again is unacceptable. And
It's not limited to that. Yeah.
but it's, we are Sheridan. The community spoke. I know people are upset about how reorg went that are outside of this community, but our community spoke and we have what we have now. We're doing fine. The people that come to these meetings and potentially watch this video later, I mean, we're preparing for future. But to be insulted that they don't even know what the name of our town is it's pretty bad. Connor Sullivan, I'm going to call him out. That's unacceptable. And he is the attorney for the county commissioners. So at least please, Connor, if you watch this video, we are Sheridan and please refer to us as Sheridan. That's my statement. We will move on to financial matters, actions to pay accounts payable vouchers.
I'll make a motion, we pay accounts payable vouchers.
Second.
Motion and second as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That passes. Before we adjourn upcoming meetings, next town council meeting is August 5th. I don't know if there's any Main Street meetings coming up. I don't think anyone's here from the Main Street group. There is a groundbreaking ceremony for Sky Lake Friday. I don't know the time off the top of my head. State of the Town address at Beck's Hybrids put on by One Zone is tomorrow at 11. If anyone wants to attend that, you need to go through One Zone and buy a ticket. I can't wait to see Dr. Mundy's presentation on State of the Town address.
Yeah, it'll be, hey, this is side.
I don't,
I've already written inside.
do you have a State of the School address coming up?
Yeah, in 2 months.
In 2 months, but they decided the towns need a little extra, so we're gonna do schools with it. And then I guess it's a warm up for your actual.
I think glad you're already prepared the shortest statements.
So, yeah, that's how One Zone feels about our small communities up here. So, and Atlanta and Arcadia are not even on the, I don't know if they were not invited or just did not accept the invitation. I don't know. But, that's it. Anybody have anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Well, no, so I do have.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sure all of you know that the Jeep invasion is coming up this weekend.
What's this week?
It's gonna be bigger and
No,
Not this weekend.
Not this weekend.
the second, that's right, the second. Okay. Bigger and better than last year. But I want to point out on August the 3rd, Sunday, for some reason, we have events going on around here and someone says, I didn't even know that was happening. So anyway, August the 3rd, Sunday, we're having a gathering for Bud Wright at the museum. It's just going to be a meet and greet. There's no program. I can picture Bud sitting at a table there and his former football players coming in, talking to him. And we've had a lot of communication from former players. And I think we're going to have a nice crowd. So if you can pass the word, Sunday, the 3rd, from 1 to 4. And, you know, I'm sure Bud would love to see you if you know, whether you're a player or not. Okay, thanks, Si.
Yep. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move with your.
Second.
All those in favor? Meeting's adjourned. Be careful getting home.
Travis.
Dave, shut the mic off first.